House Fowler of Skyreach is a noble house from Skyreach in Dorne, located near the Prince's Pass. They hold the title of Wardens of the Pass and watch over the Prince's Pass itself, given how vital it is to the security of Dorne. Some sources suggest that their house words are "Let me soar," with their banner being a hooded blue hawk on silver. The founders of House Fowler were among the early first men to come to Dorne, crossing the land bridge from Essos, rather than carry on travelling north past the Red Mountains into the lush green lands. The early Fowlers made their home near one of the two large passes through the Red Mountains, a passage that led into the Reach, and the area that would become known as the Dornish Marches. Here they raised their seat, Skyreach. Structures all along the pass include the likes of Skyreach, Kingsgrave, and watchtowers like the Tower of Joy. North of the Prince's Pass is Nightsong, the seat of House Targaryen, one of House Fowler's oldest rivals, with no love lost between the two houses. The Prince's Pass is the more well-travelled and popular of the two passes through the Red Mountains, largely due to it being much wider and not as steep as the Boneway to the east. From the little we know of Skyreach, we believe it to have been carved from stone, and has at least several tall towers used to watch over the pass below, hence the castle's name. There is also some suggestion that it is located near a river that flows eastwards towards Yronwood. The Fowlers, over time, became one of the first men kings of Dorne, ruling from Skyreach. They titled themselves, during this era, Kings of Stone and Sky and Lords of the Wide Way, the name of the Prince's Pass, before Dorne was unified under House Martell, and the pass renamed in honour of the Prince of Dorne. Along with the Danes and Ironwoods, the Fowlers were among the most powerful of the Dornish kings, and thus many wars and smaller battles were fought between them and the other kingdoms, each trying to grow their own petty kingdom. Given their location close to the borders of the Reach, Fowlers often warred with the Marcher Lords to the north. We know of a King Ferris Fowler, who led 10,000 Dornishmen through the wide way to the Kingdom of the Reach, but they were turned back by King Garth VII Gardener. King Garrison Fowler, known as the Blind King, was the last of the Fowler kings. After the arrival of the Rhoynar in Dorne thousands of years ago, Princess Nymeria married a small local lord, Mors Martell. The pair over the next decade would seek to unify Dorne under Martell rule in what became known as Nymeria's Wars. It's believed that King Garrison lost his war with House Martell and bent the knee, with House Fowler taking part in several battles against their former bitter foes, the kings of House Yronwood, until House Yronwood too bent the knee. Since then, they have feuded with the Ironwoods, the Wardens of the Stoneway east of the Prince's Pass. Garrison was eventually sent to the Wall to join the Night's Watch alongside the other 5 fallen Dornish kings who bent the knee, who was sent to the Wall by Nymeria. More recent members of House Fowler may have too taken the black, as shields displaying hawks have adorned the shield hall of Castle Black for decades. During Aegon's conquest, Dornish spearmen, very likely of House Fowler, guarded the Prince's Pass, but Queen Rhaenys Targaryen, rather than confronting them, flew above them atop her dragon Meraxes. During what would become known as the First Dornish War, fought between 4 and 13 AC, King Aegon the Conqueror and Lord Harlan Tyrell warred against the mountain lords of the Prince's Pass. To deny food and fodder to the invaders, the Dornishmen, including the Fowlers, abandoned their watchtowers, burned what little crops they had, and poisoned every water source along the Targaryen line of march. Aegon was eventually able to replenish his host after reaching the foothills of the Red Mountains, however, and the king then took Skyreach and continued east. After declaring victory at Sunspear, Aegon returned home north through the Prince's Pass. Just as Aegon reached King's Landing, however, Skyreach was retaken by Dornish spearmen. Lord Fowler would then lead a raid into the Dornish marches, taking and sacking the seat of House Targaryen, Nightsong, carrying off several prisoners, including Lord Targaryen and his family. Aegon vowed to make Skyreach a second Harrenhal, and used the dragon flames of Balerion the Blackdread against Skyreach. The extent of the damage done is not known, and is likely to have been restored by the time of the main book series. After the death of Queen Rhaenys Targaryen at Hellhold in 10 AC, what became known as the Dragon's Wrath ensued. We know that once again Skyreach was burned by Visenya and Aegon, and that Lord Fowler himself was assassinated after House Targaryen put out a bounty for the heads of any Dornish lord. In the years after Robert's rebellion, we know that a younger Princess Arianne Martell, the daughter and heir of Prince Doran Martell, played with Jeyne and Jennelyn Fowler in the water gardens near Sunspear, with the girls growing close. The Fowler twins are described as having wispy yellow hair and are very tall. Their father is Lord Franklyn Fowler. He is seen as one of the most powerful lords in Dorne, so much so he even has given Prince Doran Martell pause for thought. Arianne believes he would be a strong supporter of hers. During a feast for crows, the Fowler twins are found abed with Nymeria Sand, one of the bastard daughters of Oberyn Martell, when news of her father's death is brought to Nymeria. When Nymeria later pleads with her uncle, Prince Doran, to let her avenge her father's death, she quotes the words of House Fowler in a fashion, asking him to let her soar. While a prisoner in a tower at Sunspear, after trying to crown Princess Myrcella Baratheon queen, Arianne Martell decides to confide with Lord Franklyn Fowler among all other Dornish lords, because of his great power and the traditional rivalry between the Fowlers and the Yronwoods, and the fact Nymeria is close to the Fowler twins. She writes him a letter, but it gets intercepted before Franklyn receives it. Later, Doran tells Arianne that he does not trust Nymeria Sand because she's too close with the Fowler twins, and he cannot say who they in turn would confide in. During a feast at Sunspear, Areo Hotah noted that the Fowler twins are among the Dornish nobility who do not drink in Ricassio's toast of King Tommen Baratheon, which could give an indication of where their loyalties lie. Given the context of the Winds of Winter sample chapters, there is some speculation that the Fowlers will be a large part of the Dornish army marching north through the Prince's Pass, who plan to join the forces of the supposed King Aegon VI and Jon Connington as they march on Storm's End and plan to take King's Landing.